Welcome back to Talking Trash. This is your host Mahir, and this week we're talking all about cricket and our favourite players. This week we've got Ryaneil back into our podcast guest list. So say hello to Ryaneil and hope you enjoyed the podcast. And if this is your first time listening to Talking Trash, I hope you enjoy it. And now, over to the podcast. Welcome back to Talking Trash. This is Mahir, and this week we've got Ryaneil back again, and we're talking cricket this week. How are you going, man?
I'm going good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, going good. You know, it's still we've moved to level 2 lockdown, so it's not too bad at the moment.
Fair enough.
Have you been going out and stuff?
Not really. I just had my first takeout yesterday and today, so.
Nice. What'd you eat?
I had Macca's and KFC today.
Yeah, that's always the first thing you kind of go out to get.
Yeah, fair enough.
Especially after lockdown, like you haven't had any Macca's, any KFC, and everything. Like,
yeah, like I didn't have any of those a month before lockdown, anyways. So.
Yeah, so it's been a while, eh?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I got some takeout the second day after. I think it was this year Friday, so a couple of days ago. Once the lockdown ended, and it was so good.
Yeah, I know.
Although I did feel like the cooks who made it were a little rusty because they were like either undercooked or too cooked.
All right.
Yeah. Because I got Indian food, so like the naan that I ordered was a little burnt and stuff. So I was
fair enough.
Yeah. Either way, anyway, I'm still enjoying the food now. It's good to get some freedom back. Eh?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Options available now.
I know, and also like people walking around, and it's like life is getting back to normal a little bit.
Fair enough, yeah.
You know, yeah, we're still maintaining distance, but you know we're getting there. Eventually, we'll get there.
Eventually.
Yeah. So this week's podcast is about favorite cricket players. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, what's your earliest memory of a cricket player, or like of watching cricket?
Earliest memory? Don't go there, man. It was
Why?
The World Cup, man.
Which one?
The last one.
That's the earliest memory. Have you not watched cricket before that?
Yeah, can't remember much. I can remember moments, you know?
Yeah.
That's like spat of moments. Like the Grant Elliott moments. Like, you know, but like, that's, fair enough, yeah.
Because I've been watching cricket for so long. Like obviously, like being Indian and growing up in that kind of culture.
Yeah.
You kind of be involved. Like as soon as you're born, you're kind of born into cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been brought up watching cricket.
Yeah.
So
like being born in New Zealand, like I remember when I was in primary school, I didn't even like cricket. I found it boring until I started playing it. Then I got an interest in it, and it just took off from there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume that when you first watch cricket, it's not the watching part; it's more the playing part.
Yeah, definitely.
And once you've played enough cricket, then you kind of develop an interest because you know all the rules. And like with the rules, they keep on changing. But like, if once you know the basic rules, you're like, oh yeah, I get what you mean. I don't know. Like it's different when you've completely like born here and brought up all the way here. Because I've spent half my life here, half my life in India. So I have kind of been brought up around cricket. Like when the 2011 World Cup happened in India and Sri Lanka, I was in India. So it was essentially like a month worth of festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really nice. But I think my earliest memories of cricket was probably the one I can actually remember is from 2007. Before that, basically, I've got a very vague memory, so I can't recall what had happened. But I knew that I used to watch a lot of cricket. But the first memory of cricket was the when India won the 2007 World Cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think I was over here. I was in Auckland. And I don't think we had Sky at the time when India was playing the World Cup.
Okay.
And I know there was a lot of resistance from India to a T20 World Cup. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, it's just a T20 like game. It's not even a big deal. And then I found out it was actually a T20 World Cup. So I was like, yeah,
that's life.
yeah. But then I didn't actually watch it. Like, I didn't have access to Sky Sports.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, like, you didn't even have like streaming websites and stuff that you could go online and
The
watch.
option restricted.
So it was actually based. Yeah, I used to base all my cricket watching on either 3 News. You know how they used to have the sports section?
Yeah.
They used to be like small clips and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, essentially that was my like exposure to cricket while I was in New Zealand. And then when I used to go to a couple of games at Eden Park when they used to happen.
Yeah.
And I was legit about it. And then I used to read up a lot on ESPN Cricket Info and stuff.
All right. Yeah, like I remember, like I don't remember the games, but like I remember watching cricket on Prime back in the day when we didn't have Sky, and I actually haven't been to a live international cricket game.
Have you not?
I just I just automatically prefer to be home because I can see it from all angles.
Oh, bro, but you should go. Yeah. Like being at an international match is something different, bro. Like I have been to an India match. The only India international match I've been to was at the 2015 World Cup when India played Zimbabwe at
yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to that one and it was like, even if it was Zimbabwe, but it was so electric because obviously India is playing, right? So whenever India plays, everyone who lives, all Indians definitely end up going there. It's so funny. Like wherever India goes, it's almost as if India is the home team.
True that. The fans are everywhere, man.
I know. It's crazy, eh? But again, that's just the nature of cricket, eh? Especially for Indian fans. Like I know like a lot of people say it, but cricket is really a religion in India.
Like if you have like a Bangladesh fan, Sri Lankan fan, an Indian fan, right?
Yep.
If either one gets knocked out of a tournament and the other two, or even one is there, they just switch their shirt and come back.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. No, that's true. That's
so like
true.
It's unity in that sense,
But we should go to an ODI when the next one comes.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Or if the T20 World Cup goes ahead, maybe we can go there as well.
If it goes ahead.
Sydney's not too far away.
If it goes ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it goes ahead.
The worst case right
hope it does. But I think I heard rumors that they would maybe considering like a closed gate World Cup, so they won't have fans and stuff in there. It'll just be the teams and stuff.
Yeah.
And which is okay. I mean, considering that this is a global pandemic, I'd rather have them safe than worry about everything else. But the other thing that I was hearing on News Hub, and I read a bit of it online as well. Mm-hmm. So there's apparently, once all this COVID situation calms down, I think probably after December or early next year, there's apparently going to be there's talks of a tri-series between the Black Caps, Australia, and England. Ooh. So that would be fun to watch.
Revenge.
Oh man, like we've had too many close calls this year. Way too many close calls. The World Cup was won last year, and then the other two were against India when they just toured us like this last December or something. Yeah. So yeah, too many close calls for my liking.
Too many, but they'll pick up.
Oh, let's hope so. I know, and we've got Kyle Jamieson in the team as well. Since he's come in, like he's done really, really well.
But like some matches are just hard done by the umpires, man. All the rules.
Oh man, speaking of umpires, I was just I was watching a video on YouTube about the 2008 Monkey Gate series in Australia. Do you know about that?
No, what's the Monkey Gate series?
Oh mate, you should look it up. It's crazy. It was between Australia and India. I think India was touring Australia.
Is this the reason when Harbhajan Singh got taken to court? Right?
Yeah. That was the series. Yeah. That was one of the things that came up. So that was when Harbhajan Singh and Andrew Simons had like a bit of a tiff, and there was a miscommunication between the two. So I think apparently Simons heard that Simons thought that Harbhajan Singh had called him a monkey.
That was worse.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like that blew up. It was crazy. And the other thing was the umpiring was terrible. Like you should, I think if you look up videos on the Monkey Gate and the like bad umpiring in the series, they've got like examples and stuff where you've got clear nicks and the umpire hasn't given it out. And it was Steve Buckner, right? It was Steve Buckner. He's known for like horrible umpiring. Like you should see the videos. There was no clear edge anywhere, and he's given it out. Or in the other case, I think I can't remember who it was against, but I think one of the ones I remember was Michael Clark. So he had clearly edged it to I think first or second slip, and everyone heard it. The crowd went crazy. Everyone was celebrating. And Michael Clark stood his ground, and Steve Buckner didn't really give it out.
Okay, yes, Dhoni caught it, right?
I don't know. Oh, it probably would have been Dhoni, yeah. I think it was either Dhoni or like first or second slip, something like that.
Man, I want to watch that game because I remember watching like I don't know, there was some random, you know how they put the top 10 abusers or something, right? And watching it, and this came out. So I was like, wait, isn't this the one where Harbhajan Singh?
Yeah, you should watch the whole game, bro. Like they've got highlights and stuff in there, and it's like you could legit see like they actually screwed over India in that game. Yeah, it was like really bad umpiring.
Like the Indian team looked pretty solid, man.
I think they're doing really well at that point, but then with the umpiring, like I think 3 calls didn't go their way, and I think one of the ones was when Michael Hussey was given not out. So he was given not out on 45, and then he went on to make 145 not out.
I see.
And the same thing happened with Simons.
162, man.
Yeah. Simons was given like he was either dropped or he was given not out on like in his 30s and went on to make like a big 100.
Bro, back then the scores used to be huge. Right now they can't even reach half of it.
It's crazy, yeah. Like most of the game, like they barely go to like 400.
Yeah, and here Australia 2 innings they made 864 runs.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
India made 7. Whoa.
India made a whole heap of runs as well. I think India overtook their first innings total in India's first innings. It was the second innings because they were playing last, and I think they came into bat on day 5, and a few decisions didn't go their way. It ended up like they ended up losing. But that's that. But again, you should go back and watch the whole game, and you'll understand why.
I definitely will, man. I remember there was a lot of screaming about that game, so you might as well.
There was a lot of scrutiny about that game, and it's understandable. Like it was pretty bad umpiring. All right. So speaking of games and cricket and stuff, let's get to the point of the podcast. So, who would you say is your favorite batsman of all time? Or maybe name the top 3.
Oh, this is a hard question. For all formats or just specific?
It's up to you. Like in overall, or if there's specific, you can put them if you'd like.
Dude, I would go for like shoot, there's so many people. Let's go for Virendra Sehwag, right? For all the formats.
Yeah.
I will put Dhoni in for ODI and T20s as number 1. Second for overall would be JC Ryder, bro. That guy could turn games.
Yeah.
So Virendra for all time.
Absolutely.
And Kane Williamson, he can control the game. So those ones.
Absolutely, man. It was
Yeah.
Pretty quick,
but if you're looking for test, then it'll be a Sehwag definitely. But I also send out. I also put up Dravid there. How he can control the game, and
mate, I was just gonna say that
Dravid and also Michael Clark. On that slot definitely would be the. ODIs. So obviously you'll have to have ODIs. Dhoni.
Yeah.
Dhoni.
Have to, yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Also, I would put in what's his name, Brendan McCullum.
Of course, you can't forget McCullum, man. He in the 2015 World Cup, he just went berserk.
In the final, if he would have hit that attempt to get a 6, the game was over because he would have went on a roll once he hit that one.
Yeah, I know. And I still feel like had he not rushed his innings that day, he might have gone on to make a big score. But then again, like he'd been like rushing his innings, well, not pretty rushing the innings, but he was playing those, 50s and those cameos that he used to play. And it was crazy. Like I remember when Black Caps faced England in the World Cup, the 2015 World Cup. England made like 77 or something, and Brendan McCullum came out to bat, and he had the score down to about 20 off like 40-ish overs or something like that. He just went berserk. Oh no, it was 100 something, and Brendan McCullum made 77 odd runs.
When he just smashed like every single ball he just attempted it.
Yeah, I think he made 77 of 25 or something like that. There you go.
He was just, I think like something went loose. And he just like swing, no swing, no ding. That story happened to him.
Yeah, like you just see the ball and hit the ball sort of thing. Like he just went crazy. I remember watching that game. I think I was working at KFC and I was on my way back to my place after work. Yeah, and I heard him that England were bowled out for 107 or something, and New Zealand was just about to start to bat. And I was like, oh, okay, like I'll get home in about 10, 15 minutes and I can watch the rest of the game. So by the time I get home, like McCullum's like 77 off 25. New Zealand need 35 to win off 40 overs.
That's the game.
Like, jeez, that's the game, bro. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. But I think when the World Cup happened here in New Zealand and Australia, like 2015, when we were at uni, there was such a huge hype, man. I think that's what got behind the team a lot. Like even at uni, remember they switched all the computer screens onto the game, and they were asking about it in lectures. So, what's his name? Dave, I think it was the bio lecturer. He was asking for the score. Remember?
Was he?
Yeah,
I don't remember. I think I didn't. I didn't remember him asking the lecturer.
Oh no! You went to the You went to the semi-final game, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so in class, he was actually asking for the score and who's scoring what half the time.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, so it was pretty hyped up.
Yeah, because I left at 12-ish because I think the game was about to start at 2.
Yeah.
I think I missed the first half, like first 40 overs of the innings, and I know it rained on that day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the game was shortened to 43 overs. It was shortened on the South African innings, and then they used the DL method to like make up a score.
Yeah.
So I know South Africa had made some 260 something runs, and I was there after the rain where I think it was de Villiers and Miller who just thrashed the New Zealand bowling.
Yeah.
And they made like 260-ish runs, and according to the DL method, they added something up. So New Zealand had to make like 293 or something of 50 overs to win in the semi-final. And man, you should have been like Eden. I know Eden Park is like a pretty small ground.
Yeah, that was packed.
It was electric. Like it was packed as hell. Yeah.
Man, like, and out of, the most calmest batsman you can find, Grant Elliott, at the most tense moment, like, if it was like, McCullum or Ross Taylor, you would be like, these guys will smack it. And then there's Grant Elliott just standing there, with his ones and twos. Yeah. And smashes the ball, man. It was like, wow.
I know. And even in that game, McCullum made like 50 off 29 or something like that. He gave us a good start. I think in all the games that New Zealand played in the 2015 World Cup, Brendan McCullum gave us a really, really good start.
Yes, definitely, man. And I think that's what happened in the final, bro. Like, you know how that captain mentality is, like, if I get out without scoring runs, what's the point of me even batting? And I'm wasting overs, right? So go hard.
Yeah. I think the other issue with that is, I think after Brendan McCullum, like, Gupta wasn't really in form that year.
Yeah, definitely.
So there wasn't anyone to kind of take the momentum.
Yeah.
Once Brendan McCullum gets out, it's Williamson, and Williamson takes a little bit of time to get going.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like every time he walks up to bat, you know, you have to give him like 10 overs just to get himself settled.
And then
10 overs, it's too long.
Yeah, for T20 definitely. Like, I think it's more because of.
Oh no, but this is the 50-50.
Oh, sure. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's more tended to like Williamson because he plays the ball very late.
Yeah.
So he has to get the point.
I think the other issue was New Zealand only played their games in New Zealand. They didn't play any games in Australia until the final.
And that was the biggest field they had over there.
I mean, MCG is like, the boundaries are like, what, 80, 90 meters?
Yeah.
That's like twice the size of Eden Park right now. Like, the smallest boundary in Eden Park is about 55 meters or something.
It's like these guys just try to hit the ball. Why isn't it reaching the other end?
Yeah, that's what a lot of our batsmen got caught out as well.
Yeah. Whereas those guys train there, right?
Oh, yeah. And they also played their games there. It's their home ground as well. So it's a lot of things.
So, sorry.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. I was just going to say that, it was a lot of factors. Plus, even though Australia had a lot of support, I think the rest of the countries were supporting New Zealand.
Yeah, definitely. Because they were the underdogs.
So it was essentially, and it was Australia against the world, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In reality.
And to be honest, many people may consider it all right. Either way, it's coming to the Tasman. These guys play so many games together, so it doesn't actually matter.
But yeah, I mean, I still would have liked New Zealand to win.
Yeah,
but I think I felt a greater loss this time around when we lost in the Super Over.
Yeah, definitely. In the last World Cup, man, that was a ridiculous rule.
Yeah, and they've changed it after that, and I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of changing it now? But I guess it wouldn't happen the next time around, because after that World Cup, we've had 2 Super Overs and we've lost comprehensively in both.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
It's just bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Like... I believe, because, here in New Zealand, some do, Australia and them do, but our players don't get cemented to the international thing. They either get sold out to UK and stuff, or, if you see many of the good batsmen, good bowlers come, they play, a couple of games and they go to UK and you hear them playing local teams there. Because money is a factor, I guess. But, and whereas you see in India... They play everywhere, but they're still ready for the country, right? To play national, and the cement.
But the other thing is, because the Board of Control for Cricket in India, the BCCI, they don't give their players a no objection certificate, which is needed for playing in the Big Bash and all that sort of thing.
Oh, I see.
So so the players are bound to play for India, and if there's a breach of contract, there's some issues and stuff. So anyway, let's not get into that. I think that's a topic for discussion for another day.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, so Brendan McCullum was your third pick. Eh?
Yeah, third. Oh, for ODIs, yeah.
Yeah,
Brendan McCullum.
And
hello.
For T20s.
For T20s. Brendan McCullum, let's put him there first.
Yeah.
T20s. Ooh, I would put in. I don't know if I should choose Dhoni or Yuvraj, just to finish the game off. One of those two. I think Dhoni's more consistent, so let's go with Dhoni. Yuvraj can be doubtful unless you piss him off. And who else? T20, man. Batsman. Ooh. I don't know why. I feel I was thinking Gale, but then I was like, no, Gale doesn't actually. He lost it. towards the end of his career.
But but I think we're just talking about in general. Like you can, like you can include like players at the peak of their.
Yeah, then it's Gale, man. T20. He was a beast.
T20 Gale is like hands down. He has to be in your pick.
Yeah, like, definitely.
Great, yeah.
So that's my T20.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said Brendan McCullum, Dhoni, and Gale.
Yep.
Man, and I think Yuvraj is a good pick. He was at his peak in 2007.
Six sixes, right?
When six sixes against Europe.
That's what I said. When you piss somebody off, when you make them angry, like Sehwag in the test.
Yeah.
I was watching those videos, and then I remember before, like when India was bowling, I think it was Australia or South Africa. They were taunting Sehwag, and Sehwag comes first ball in a test match, hits a six, and then comes down.
Yeah.
So you don't mess with him.
Nah, I think Sehwag is just a different sort of a player. Like he's just in a different breed. You never see players just smacking balls through extra cover or something.
Yeah.
Like I remember every time Sehwag used to open in a test match, I would assume that the first ball is going to go for a four just because he's so consistently doing it like that. And I'm like, mate, if it's a bad day if he doesn't hit it for a four in the first over.
Like some batsmen, you just trust them with your heart out, You just assume that they're gonna do it, and that's something. I think that's where the picks come from. Most like people may think different, to my opinion. Like they may want somebody to put a foundation at the beginning, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But then, like my thing is like, T20. If you explode in the beginning, right, it's going to go really good. If you don't explode, okay, you may need somebody better in the middle. So
yeah, fair enough. I think my favorite players of all time, and this is not really like in order. Yeah. It's just people. Favorite batsman I'd like to watch is. I think hands down the first one is Rahul Dravid.
Rahul Dravid.
Yeah. That's the person he's the person I idolize, and he's the person that kind of framed my batting around initially when I first started playing cricket. I was like, now you got to block like Dravid. You have to block like Dravid. And I got into that mind frame for a little bit when I used to play for Eden Rossiter over here. And they were like, mate, you got to still score some runs. Like, you have to make sure you're scoring runs.
Dude, that Dravid moment really, like, I remember back when I was playing, I think it was in high school or PAP club. So we had this guy, right? He had the same thing, Dravid, right? So in a match, we needed 36 runs out of, I think, 20 balls to win. And this guy blocks every single ball and we lose. So, it's good to extend.
Yeah. I mean, I think in that situation, Dravid might have just, hit balls to get some runs. Because I feel like he's a really, he's a team man.
Definitely.
Like, even if he gets out, if someone can come in and, smack the ball and get those runs, I don't think he'll be disappointed by it. So maybe I was just basing it off of my technique. Obviously, when you're young, you just want to look like the player when you're playing. So that's I think Dravid would be my first one. And I think the way he used to play the game and the way he's actually playing the game now, well, not really playing the game, but the way he's coaching the younger players to play the game is outstanding, man. Like, you should see the under-19 team. They're so humble. Wow. They look so humble. It's crazy.
I don't know if it was I think India played somebody and there was a huge fight in the under-19 because they won.
Oh, I think it was Bangladesh. Yeah.
Bangladesh won, right?
I think it was Bangladesh won. I think Bangladesh won, and then from what I remember, I think one of the Bangladeshi team players said something in the ear of one of the Indian players, and he got pissed off.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
And that started a fight. Yeah. But, India's also lost to Canada, apparently, in the World Cup. And I think I heard that Rahul Dravid went there and he congratulated the Canadian team and stuff. So it was nice. It's good to have that kind of when you see sportsmanship off the field, because oftentimes I see sportsmen people take it off the field and you get into arguments and stuff, and I'm like, it's at the end of the day, it's a sport, right?
Definitely.
Like once you're off the field, it shouldn't really matter. But because of all the media and because of all the high stakes that they've got, like things do end up going off field a little bit.
Like it's all up to the mentality at the end.
Yeah, and I think for me, Dravid is like at the highest level. Like I rate him so highly.
Fair, yeah, definitely. He's like even at the most tense moment, he's calm. That's something people should appreciate.
Yeah,
unless you're Habajan and you're like, did he?
Because Habajan has actually been in a couple
with his
of
own
fights.
teammates on top of it.
I was just about to say, I don't know. Remember, he slapped Shisha in one of the IPL games. I think it was the first or second season. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. So yeah, Rahul Dravid would be my number one batsman. I think number two I really like to watch was Sehwag. Absolutely, just for the same reason. Like he was just he'd just go bang from the start, and he'd go crazy. And he scored those patient runs as well. I think he started out with playing in the middle order, and then he was promoted to the top when Ganguly came into when Ganguly became captain of the Indian team.
Yeah, I think so.
And since then, he's just been like an absolute powerhouse.
He's amazing.
I can't imagine I can't imagine anyone else playing in the top order between 2006 and 2014 or 15. I think is when he
I feel
retired.
like Sehwag, he overshadowed Tendulkar a bit.
In terms of his aggression and stuff, yeah, he did. I think Tendulkar was more dependable.
Yes, definitely. Consistent, dependable. Yeah, consistently dependable. But Sehwag was more flamboyant, and he'd get you those early runs and put the team under pressure. And when Tendulkar came in, then they'd consistently keep the pressure on. Yeah, I think when Sehwag has failed, oftentimes I've noted that Team India used to get bogged down a little bit, but until they dug themselves out, sort of thing. Because I think back in the day, the run scoring wasn't those fast 2s and 3s. They used to take those singles and just drain everyone's energy until everyone was so tired, and then they'll get those boundaries at the end of the day. Yeah, so the back players those days, man, they knew how to play to the situation, I guess.
Yeah. And I think they had the mental toughness as well. I feel like now with the rise of T20s and now of potentially T10s in the future, people are getting more restless with their batting. I think it's really important that Test cricket is played more as much as possible, because that's the real cricket. I know we're playing ODIs and T20s, but Test cricket is where it's really at. According to me, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely. I absolutely agree on that.
Yeah. So again, Rahul Dravid, Virender Sehwag, and I think my third player, it's a tie between Ricky Ponting and Alistair Cook.
If I had those choices, I'll go Ponting.
Yeah, I mean, Cook is a really good player, but I think Ponting is. I've watched Ponting a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot more of Ponting just because Australia was so dominant from the late 1990s to almost till the end of the 2000s.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably early 2000s.
They were very aggressive, man.
So, man, Ponting was so aggressive. You should, and I think I can still remember him pulling those short balls away for boundaries, man. That's one of the things that has stayed with me, Ponting, and the way he used to leave the balls. Anything that's coming off stump, fourth stump sort of thing, he would legit just let go. And the way he used to leave, I used to mimic it when I used to play cricket. And
I think you would be so aggressive if you have the best players in the world, right?
True. I think there's a difference between being aggressive and being cocky. I think Ponting was aggressive. I don't think he was cocky. Yeah, I'd probably say Warren was cocky, yeah, for sure. I think a few players in that Australian team were cocky. One was what?
Simmons was.
Simons. Yeah. And I can probably only remember two, though, to be completely honest.
Clark was always calm, so I wouldn't say.
McGrath was calm.
He was the next level.
He was chill. Nah, I know what I'm doing. Like, let me just do what I want to do.
I don't think he had pressure. That's why put on him.
Nah. Yeah, I think Johnson was a little.
Oh yes.
Well.
Did you see when he
was super
Scott Stars and headbutted his helmet?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think he slammed Jonking for a 4 right after that ball. Yeah, I think it was mid-on. I think mid-on or mid-off, I think. He just went straight
and then
down
he won the match for them.
He did. I think New Zealand, I think it was a Chapel Hadley series, and New Zealand were chasing 300-something.
I wasn't sure what. I remember watching on that last moment on Prime, man. That was amazing. I think he hit a 6 as well of Johnson's ball.
Yeah. But I don't remember that. I vaguely remember them winning, but
that was like the moment, man. But
so definitely Ponting though, as my third pick. So Dravid, Sehwag, and Ponting for my test.
Nice.
I think ODIs is slightly different for me. ODIs, I'd definitely have Virat Kohli in my ODI team.
Virat Kohli. Oh yeah, definitely. You would. He's consistent that's the biggest thing about him.
He's consistent. He's aggressive as well. Like he backs up what he says as well. So yeah, definitely Virat Kohli. Again, ODIs, Sehwag has to be in my team for sure. And the third one would probably be like a tie between Brendan McCullum and again Ricky Ponting probably. I'd probably lean towards Ponting though.
Yeah, I would lean definitely towards Ponting. He's a good captain.
Yeah, I mean McCullum was good. It's not like he wasn't like he's very aggressive, but I think I could depend more on Ponting to score the runs. Yeah, like those big daddy hundreds is what I'm trying to say. Like he'd score on these. McCullum is good when you want to really get a start, and then on his day he can just go berserk like he did first game of IPL. He made like 153 off like 70-ish balls. So on his day he can take anyone apart. But I think Ponting.
But also, like the thing about McCallum is one miss and then he can get off as well. Whereas Ponting's like he'll recalculate everything.
So Ponting, Sehwag, and Kohli are probably in my ODI team. And T20. Man, T20 is a hard one because it's just so ever changing. Like you can't have one fixed player. But I guess I'd probably have. I'd have Owen Morgan.
Ooh, nice finishing there.
Yeah. I'd probably like one of the other favorite players I've got. David Warner is one, but more specifically the one that plays in the IPL, not the David Warner that plays for Australia. I feel like David Warner in Sunrise Hyderabad is the player I'd like to watch again and again.
Yeah, definitely. David Warner in IPL is way better than international.
I'd say so. And the 3, Jesus. I'd probably go with KO Rahul.
Yeah.
In T20s. Yeah, I'd definitely go with KO Rahul in T20s. T20 just being like so new, I feel like, even though it's been around for like 10, 15 years, I feel like it's still quite it changes so fast. Like you can't have like one favorite player. My T20 players.
Mine too, man. Mine too. I think it's just depending on the performance, form, and literally how they react to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I like Rishabh Pant a little bit when he first started, like with the 2016 season, when he just went off, like he scored 600-ish runs. But after that, I'm like, nah, he's I don't know. I just don't like his style of playing. But definitely Owen Morgan is one. Actually, Owen Morgan, Glenn Maxwell would be the other one. I'd love to watch him. Yeah.
Oh,
Really like him. And he plays
yeah.
really well as well. Super economical.
Like, I just when he's a Glenn Maxwell, I remembered his choking thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's funny.
Yeah. That was,
he knew
Really
that they choked. He just knew it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. It was, yeah. Anyway, so should we move on to the bowlers then? Okay, so who would you, and this is just, let's just go with overall. Let's not go into, so just overall favorite bowlers of all time.
Shoaib Akhtar, Trent Boult, and I'm like in the middle. Like I have a couple I need to go through, so I'm debating between Shane Warne and Harbhajan. I think depending on the situation, you choose.
Yeah, I think it depends on the pitch as well, eh? But like, if you had to just pick like non-respective, like without context,
I would then go for Warne. Yeah.
I think Warne is a all-rounded player the way.
But then, like, I just came back with mine. There's Ashwin as well, who's really good and he can bat. That's the thing.
I think my list is slightly different to yours though. My top would be Ryaneil.
Nice.
Second would be Shane Bond. And my third one would be Grant Swan.
All right, Grant Swan. The English one, right? The English captain. Yeah.
Yeah. He was actually. Oh no! I'll replace him. I'd rather have Nathan Lyon.
True. Nathan Lyon. Yeah, the goat. Bro, definitely.
Yeah.
I was gonna put Peter Siddle in his prime, man. When fivers winning every single game, he got fivers, man. But
although like there's a few players that I've kind of missed out, and I kind of want to include in my team, but I enjoyed seeing a lot more of Brett Lee, Shane Bond, and Nathan Lyon recently. Like I could have included McGrath any day. Like you could include McGrath, Wasim Akram.
I was about to say Wasim Akram first, and I was like, oh no, actually, Shoaib Akhtar makes more sense right now.
Yeah, I think Wasim. I haven't seen Wasim Akram play at all, so I really like because he used to play in the late 90s, early 2000s. So like being born in 97, I barely have any memories of watching him. So I can't include him in my team. So anyone who's played before the 1997,
it's hard to say. Yeah, definitely. At least you've seen some video or something like on YouTube or something. Then it can make sense.
Yeah, like for Tendulkar, because his career spans so long, I can include him in some, but I can't like Wasim Akram and all those Pakistani bowlers except for Shoaib Akhtar. I don't want to because I haven't seen him play. But I think in the Australian team, like all the fast bowlers that you've got Lee, you've got Johnson, you've got McGrath, you've got Peter Siddle, you've got Ryan Harris, you've got Nick Bracken.
They produce, man.
Stuart Clark.
They produce.
Gee, I know, it's crazy. They're constantly churning out fast bowlers. Like
it's like
anything,
it's like they have a bag, and they just chuck one up.
Yeah, they just constantly out of the bag. Because now look at what they've got now. Like they've got Stark, they've got Hazelwood, they've got Cummins, they've got Ty Richardson, they've got Kudanal. Kudanal's more T20 now though.
He's an option.
So probably they've got Richardson as well.
Bro, like they're crazy, man. And they're really fast. They're not even like alright, we can call them fast bowlers. They're like
they're
hard fast.
They're like high.
They're like in
40s.
the top scale, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I really like Nathan Bracken when he used to play. Nathan Bracken was one of those left armers you'd really have trouble getting away with. But the other guy the other left arm I really like to watch. Well, not I didn't like to watch him because he used to bowl against India and it was like really, really hard to get away with. Was Ryan Sidebottom.
I've heard of that name. I haven't seen any of his games.
He used to play for England. Yeah, he was like a left arm, like fast medium in the high like 130s, like early 130s to like late 130s. He used to bowl. He was more like, who can I compare him to at the moment? Like he was more like, say Bhuvneshwar Kumar, but left-handed.
So he got a lot of swing in his boat.
Yeah, yeah. He was more. Like he had stuff off the sleeve, literally.
That's currently one of the most outstanding bowlers is Bumrah, man.
Yeah, I mean, if I just had to go off of like right now, then I'd say Bumrah is really good. I'd probably put like Pat Cummins first. So Pat Cummins, Bumrah, and then
I'll put Bolt in as well. He gets those, needed wickets. Bolt.
Who?
Like for the current team, there'll be like Bolt, Bumrah, Cummins. Because these guys, they can bowl, but they can save runs at the same time, and they'll get the wicket when they need to.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think left arm is just different. Like left arm pace bowlers are just completely different. You've got right hand pace bowlers are really good, but you've got so many. When you get like a left arm pace bowler who can swing the ball, it's just so different. Like you've got Mitchell Starc, who's left arm, and he's fast. Like he's real fast, and he swings. It was the same thing when Mitchell Johnson came in as well. And do you remember the 2014 Ashes when England came to Australia?
Was that one? Yeah. That's what I remember.
yeah. He was the destructor in chief. Literally, he took a lot of the wickets that came in that Test series. It was him and I think Ryan Harris was the other one.
Yeah, because I think left arm bowlers are a trouble for right-handed batsmen because you need to keep on sweeping, and if the bounce is awkward, there's a good chance you're out for LB.
Plus, the ball comes across as well, because when they bowl, it comes across you, so you don't know if it's going to go. Yeah. It's going to be an outswinger or an inswinger. But it was. Yeah, I mean, but I'd still just watch the yesteryear's players. Probably not the yesteryear's, but like the players who have just recently retired, like Brett Lee. I feel like Shane Bond is definitely super underrated.
That guy carried New Zealand for so many years.
I know, but the other thing is his because of his injuries and his back and stuff, his career got cut short. If that had happened, I think he would have been one of the bowlers who went into the Hall of Fame.
But also when he became the coach, bro, the bowlers here in New Zealand were destructive.
I know, but I think he's left the Black Caps bowling. Yeah, he's coaching the Mumbai Indians though.
IPL's cancelled now. Who cares?
Yeah. But I think he's been coaching them for a while. Like the last couple of seasons, he's been working as a bowling coach.
That would be pretty impressive to see, like all these legends, make an indestructible team.
But it's actually funny because the more legends you put in one team, the worse the team performs. Apparently, because look at RCB. Like they take a bunch of like big names and they're still not performing. Like. I think
this is something to do sometimes with egos as well, man. Like you want to show that you are the best, right?
I mean, it's I don't know what it is, but I mean, I'm just pointing out facts.
When you see RCB's list, you're like, this team will destroy anybody in the IPL right now. And when you see them perform, they're like last or something.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, they're by far the strongest team. But when you look at them, like, in person, when they're actually playing the games, they just kind of collapse at times.
Like, I think last season was one of the worst seasons they had.
Yeah, I think so. But the season before that was... 2016 or 2017 was when... No, they went to the finals in 2016.
They didn't play any finals. I don't think they played finals.
No, they played a final. I know when Kohli made like 900 something runs.
Hold up, RCB. How many times? Oh wait, RCB went into the final 3 times in the history and lost all of them. Oh yeah, you're right. Hyderabad won, then Chennai in 2011, and Deccan Chargers 2009.
Yeah. So I think when they faced the Hyderabad in, I think it was 2016.
16 was the Hyderabad game.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, because Kohli went berserk in that IPL. Like, he made 900 something runs with like 400s.
Wow.
And I'm like, right,
yeah, but then they got thrashed in the final. They lost by 8. Yeah.
They did.
208. Wow.
Yeah. So they just crumbled. I think it was they just choked.
Bro, but one of the tightest IPLs were the 2017 one, man. 1 run. 20 overs both sides, man.
It was, I didn't actually see the
crazy.
final though.
It was so tensed.
That was the one by Indians one, eh?
It's like I think you can say cricket is an unpredictable game, man. You can't.
T20 is an unpredictable game. I think with Test it's completely different, though.
Yeah, can be, but it all depends end of the day on who the players are and how the pitch goes, turns and stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
true. But which is why it makes cricket so interesting. Like, I know a lot of people say like it's boring and it's time consuming, but like, mate, it's one of the most fun games once you know what the rules are. But yeah, like legit, I really enjoyed like between the 2007 and the 2014 was, I feel, the peak of cricket in a way.
Yeah.
Of like competitive cricket, and now I feel like it's just
I think at that time all teams are like, producing all these stars, and you want to see who's going to topple everybody over.
Yeah, and I think now, because imagine this, right? 2008 was when Virat Kohli made his debut in his ODI, and that's 12 years ago.
I feel old now.
Like, imagine that. I know.
It feels like it was just a moment ago, he just come on, took in the new role.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you look at it, he's played 280 something, 86-ish matches, and he's made like almost 12,000 runs in ODIs. And I'm like, 286 ODIs is not a lot, but then when you think about it, like India's playing maybe 20, 30 ODIs a year. So
and he's played almost every game
years
since his debut, almost. Yeah,
almost every game. Yeah. Jeez, like that's been a long time, because he's been like the backbone of India for at least 8 years from now. Yeah,
I think I know people will disagree, but I think he sort of filled Tendulkar's shoes, but But then again, he always has to fall back to Dhoni, and if Dhoni's not there, I don't know what he's gonna do.
But you know what the thing is, though, like Dhoni, since the World Cup, he hasn't played a game. Like he's just he's just legit, like he's chilling. Just been like, nah, I'm not playing, sort of thing every game. Yeah, because when Kohli's playing, I think he's got backup in Rohit Sharma because he's the vice captain.
Yeah,
either him or Ajinkya Rahane. He's got like other senior players who've also consistently played the Test cricket. Players who have been captains of the IPL team, so he's not short of like captaincy experience.
And like the thing, I forgot. Then there was a World Cup. Yeah, it was a World Cup. Whenever India was gonna go into a big mess, you see everybody crowding around Dhoni, and he's just. I felt like he was the driving force of the team instead of Kohli being it.
I think he was like a legit leader.
Yeah,
Kohli is more of a captain.
Yeah, definitely. The brains was always of him, but. One guy I take the calendar. I'm like a calendar.
And I think it also helps being a wicket keeper that, you get to see the whole field from the point of batsman's view. So speaking of wicket keepers, who would you say is the best wicket keeper or your favorite wicket keeper overall?
Dhoni. Reflex timing is
probably
amazing.
Say Dhoni as well.
He has creating stumps. He has a whole video dedicated to him for his stumping.
I was watching that this morning with I think it was made by ICC or something, and like by far I think Gilchrist has more stumpings and Boucher has more stumpings, but I feel Dhoni
Yeah.
I enjoyed more. I enjoyed watching Dhoni as a wicketkeeper more. Yeah. And for those listening, let me just clear the air. This isn't like the best. It's just our favorite players. So we can agree to disagree. But yeah, I feel Dhoni was my favorite like wicketkeeper.
Definitely mine too, man. I just think he does get a boost over his own players, but but I think he just has that mentality, to know what he's doing. I think he's sitting in the game for that long. He knows exactly what to
do. Yeah, he's super calm and he's like completely collected. Yeah. I think. Do we have anyone else to go over? Favorite umpires?
No, not really.
Do you have any?
They will mess up someplace. So.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I don't really care. I think one of my favorite umpires. I think that really stood out was. Oh, damn! I forgot the name. How can
Billy
I forget?
Bowden?
Oh no, Billy Bowden. New Zealand zone.
Yeah, man.
New Zealand zone, mate.
I can't deny that.
You can't forget Billy Bowden.
I can't deny that.
You can't remember him.
Yeah, he's up there.
Oh yeah, like he's by far the most entertaining umpire as well. But you should have. I think which game was it? I think he gave I don't remember what game it was, but he gave one of the players like a red card. As in you give it when you
get out of him, man.
Soccer and stuff. Yeah. He was like, "Nah, you're out."
Man.
And he used to tease the players as well. Like he's just like a chill guy. Yeah. And you know how he's got.
That's where the umpire thing came out.
Yeah. Apparently that's because he's got arthritis. That's what I'm hearing, but I mean, could be wrong. Yeah. But I mean, that made him famous.
The thing, that's the guy.
Yeah, but I don't think any of the other umpires have stood out as much as Billy Bowden has. Although, in a bad way, I think Steve Buckner stood out. But I don't know. I just don't. True. I just dislike that guy. Yeah. And favorite commentators. That's the last section. Who's your favorite commentator?
God, man. I think they have their own style.
I've got a few.
They have their own styles, so you can't finish. If they have the same style, you have better. But they come with their own thing.
Yeah, but who would you enjoy listening to? If you had to listen to them commentate every single cricket game, who would you like listening to?
Let's go for. I'll probably go for Walker Yunus. Oh no, Sunil Gavaskar. There you go. Or Isha Guha.
Yeah.
I knew people would agree with that.
What the hell?
Yeah,
man,
she is.
I feel like he's so biased though.
That's why if somebody hears it, they're gonna be crazy, and then you can have a good argument,
Yeah. Now, fair enough. I think if I had to pick one, I'd listen to Simon Dool. Yeah. Either him or Danny Morrison. Yeah. Danny Morrison more for the IPL, just because he's so entertaining. But if it was a serious test match and stuff, definitely Simon Dool. Yeah, for sure. And you can't forget the legends Ian Smith and them.
Chris Collins.
Those are just legends. You love hearing. Who?
Yes.
Has he done commentary though?
I've heard him a couple of times.
I haven't really heard him do commentary.
Yeah, he's not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. Yeah, I haven't really heard him, so I don't want to rate him at all. But yeah, I think one of the other ones I enjoy listening to, apart from Danny Morrison and Simon Dool, is Harsha Bogle. Yeah, I feel like he's got just like this
Makes sense, yeah.
soothing voice when he's talking. Yeah. So definitely I'd love to watch like Simon Dool and Harsha Bhogle like commentate. They've done it in a few IPL games, and when India plays New Zealand, and I just really enjoyed
I think
that.
because they would have a lot of back history, coming into it, so that comes with the mix.
Yeah. With the IPL. Did you know Simon Dool played for New Zealand? He was like a pace bowler or something.
That he has.
Yeah, I ended up looking him up on YouTube for his day he used to play, and he used to bowl pretty well.
That's why he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, I think that brings us to the end of the podcast, man. Thank you so much for coming on. It was good fun talking about cricket, man. It's been so long since I talked.
Yeah, somebody to open up to, I guess.
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people around here that I know don't like cricket.
Yeah, man.
It was all good. It was fun. All right, guys. This is the end of the podcast. So if you have liked and enjoyed what we've talking about, and if you enjoy what we've been doing so far, like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Ryaneil because he's also been editing my podcast. So shout out to you, man. So yeah, if you enjoy this editing style that Ryaneil does, follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
All right. Which one should I give? All right. I have a clothing line one. That's RRP official. That would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll just put it in the link below, and you guys can go have a look if you're interested. But yeah, thank you so much for watching Talking Trash, the greatest ever podcast in the history of the world. Peace out.